I didn't understand a word of that, folks. Juicy J. Kane. So anyway, welcome back to Champ Chatter. The playoffs are almost here. I can taste them in the air, folks. Some big matchups this week. I mean, big. 1 versus 4, 3 versus 6, and the big Critique versus Scott matchup. The Juicy J. Kane versus Poop. First things first, I'd like to congratulate Pembroke. This is why I think Pembroke's going to be my biggest obstacle if I want to repeat as your champion. Last week I said you can't make the playoffs with Teddy Bridgewater. And of course he goes out and scores 8 points. But I had a joke about Teddy Bridgewater. I said that was 9 more points than he is supposed to score in my mind. Well, I ruined it. Anyway, it doesn't matter. Pembroke goes out there and puts up 101 points. A number I predicted he'd score, by the way. Check the tapes. And he beats Scott by 33 points. With Teddy Bridgewater quarterback. And now he weathered the Tony Romo storm, the injury, the bye week. And now Tony's back, baby. He's back. He's healthy. He's got Dez Bryant heating up. Pembroke's in for a wild ride. On to the matchups. The battle for Eastern Massachusetts 2.0 is on this week. The Beantown Vagabonds versus the Boston Nomads. The Nomads are missing 2 of their top 4 point scorers this week in Brown and Bell. Bruce is at full strength, but God, he's got some bad matchups. I'm looking at him now. Mark Ingram against a very tough Ravens defense. Mike Wallace on your boy Aqib Talib. It's going to be very tough. On the other side, Alex is playing the matchups. He's starting Cutler over Brady. I mean, Tom Terrific is playing that even more terrific Lions defense, and I think they're going to eat him up. Bruce Arians has... Hold on 1 second. I got ahead of myself there. The Lions defense is good, yada yada. Check, check. Now I'm on to my next point of why fantasy football is hilarious. Andre Ellington, okay, the Cardinals running back, a guy who's been struggling very much as of late. Bruce Arians has even made it clear that an upgrade at the position wouldn't necessarily be a bad thing. He put in a claim for Ben Tate, unfortunately didn't get him. Yet, this guy is a fantastic fantasy scorer. You gotta love these players. Last year, it was Le'Veon Bell. This year, it's Andre Ellington. I call these guys the anti-Darren Sproles. They get 8,000 touches a game. They don't do anything with them. But they're reliable. They're hefty big boys. They get the rock, you know. Jerome Bettis may be a Hall of Famer. And he is the ultimate anti-Darren Sproles. Guy averaged less than 4 yards a carry, but he was a fatso who got in the end zone. I digress, actually. Bringing up Darren Sproles and Jerome Bettis, I don't understand myself. But I'm giving Alex the win in a nail biter. It's going to be a defensive struggle. 86 to 83. Chalk it up. Back to fantasy. Another matchup I'm going to be keeping a close eye on, other than, you know, they're all pretty easy to keep an eye on. It's right there on one page. But my attention and my main focus will be on Scott and Pratik. Pratik can play spoiler now. He's out. He's eliminated like everyone predicted. It was going to happen 7 weeks ago, they predicted. But, you know, Scott needs everything he can for this playoff push. He may be in 4th right now, but he is in a very dangerous situation. Out of the 7 teams vying for a playoff spot, Scott has the least amount of points out of any of them, which has been well documented on the the Facebook chatter and through these segments, we know Scott can't score points. If there should be a tie for the 6th spot, Scott's out. This week, Big Mike could leapfrog him. In a matter of 3 weeks, Scott could go from 2nd place to out. I think it's very possible. I'm looking at Pratik's team right now. He has a hopefully healthy Emmanuel Sanders. He's got Russell Wilson against the Arizona defense, so you don't really know what you're going to get. They're alright, but when they play good teams, they get blown up. That's been proven. He's got a running back going up against Cleveland, so that's dandy. I expect Steven Jackson to have a touchdown. Once again, Scott has 2 tight ends playing. So on that alone, I'm going to have to give Pratik the win 106 to 94. It's probably going to be a whole lot lower scoring than that, but what are you going to do? That's what I'm feeling, baby. I have to give my... Every so often I give out my award for the ballsiest play of the week. And this week, it's finally going back to myself. That's right. I'm starting a player who hasn't scored a fantasy point all season. That's right, ladies and gentlemen. Josh Gordon is back. If I was a powerhouse with 4-8-3, just imagine what I'm going to do with Josh Gordon. Ooh, baby. It's going to be a good push to the playoffs, baby. I cannot wait. My shit show of the week should come to absolutely no surprise to absolutely anybody. It's the guy who's lost 7 games in a row, Scott, against the guy who's on this very segment every single week, Moan. The Belicheffs do have more points than Scott's poop team, if you can imagine that. So, he's not a terrible team. But, meanwhile, Moan has a completely new crop of players every week. Every single week. Last week he was starting Ben Tate and Carlos Hyde. This week he's starting Denard Robinson and frickin' that other running back who can't catch a pass. That other running back. Ow. This is exciting television. Isaiah Crowell. Nah. Crowell's a good pick. I will admit that. I actually just checked the waiver wire to see if he was there like 10 seconds ago. But Moan's got him. But anyway, here's a fun little exercise for you people out there. If you're bored, go to Moan's team page. Next to the tab for roster and player updates, at the top of the page, there's a tab that says Team Log. It has a list of everyone who's ever scored a fantasy point for Moan this season. And it's like, I haven't even finished it. It's like 70 pages long. It's longer than the Da Vinci Code. It is just a laundry list of bad times and lost matchups. It is just disgusting. Moan should read that and be disgusted of himself. Not to mention, Kyle Rudolph isn't even on the list because he started 1 game for him, didn't even score a freaking point, so he doesn't qualify for the list. And that's just bad. And I feel like for the 6th time in a row, I must leave you on Moan's misfortune. But, folks, here's the 9-3. Let's see how this goes. I got it. Cue up the Juicy J. Where's the Juicy J? Where's the J-Man? Let me demonstrate.